Hello everybody and welcome to a very cloudy Tier 3 sprint qualifying for this Tier 3 lobby for the Season 26 Tier 3 Austrian Grand Prix. It is get your clouds out over the forest in Austria, Spielberg tonight. Obviously, last sprint race of the week and the season. Only sprint week this season, sorry, excuse me. A bit of catching, a bit of air, and yeah, here we are, Tier 3, hoping for another great race. Unfortunately, Callum is some reason not here tonight. I'm not sure. He hasn't said he wasn't commentating today, so I don't know where he's gone. So unfortunately, you're gonna have to survive with only me today. But it can't be that bad because I do Tier 2 by myself, so surely it can't be that bad. So, one-shot qualifying, as usual, for the sprint races. I'll try and get with one of the top drivers. Let's stick with Bolero, shall we? Going into turn 1, carry the speed in. 4th gear, warrior in, likes to step out over that curb. DRS enabled, up the hill, through turn 2. And coming up to the hairpin of turn 3. Brake at the 100-metre board, get the car rotated nicely. Try and get the power on nice and smooth. 3rd gear is preferable, traction will get to you when it happens. Now, 8th gear, brake again, just after the 100-metre board. Get the car rotated in, hard off, dangerous location parts for disqualified. Now here's like carrying the speed as much as you can. Taking it quite nicely if you're not using much of the curb. Could have carried more speed into the corner there, but clean nonetheless. Now, going into the last 2 corners. Throw the car in, all the way in, steps out a little bit. Misses the apex there, that's going to cost him a lot of time, he has lots of good places. Across the line, yeah, he did lose about a tenth there. And Pistol is on pole by 0.2 of a second, Maldi P2, so he'll be happy with that. With only Maldi ahead of him. Sorry, Pistol ahead of him. Pretty close for Tier 2 then. Tier 3, sorry. So, that is your qualifying results then. Pistol on pole then for the sprint race. Maldi P2, Gemma P3, Pierre P4, Alonso P5, Bolero P6, Goat Alonso P7, which we get mixed up between those two. Zaza P8, Kesson P9, Avni P10, Juan P11, Pirol P12, Sam P13, and people didn't set lapses, Demetris, Matador, and Chaos. Yeah, I'm probably going to call, it's probably going to have to be Alonso and Goat Alonso. So if I just say Alonso, I'm probably meaning the, not Goat Alonso, the other Alonso. Because I'm not going to try and out his whole esports team name, because it's like EFCX Alonso. So, yeah. Or I can just call it Goat Alonso Josh, because that's what the name he actually goes by. That's his actual name. So I could just call him Josh, but if I say Josh, no one would have a clue who I'm on about. So, unfortunately, there's another way. There isn't another way easy of putting it. I can't remember what flag it is. Is that what? Is that the not Colombia, is it? It's Ecuador, isn't it? It's one of the two. Or I could go EFC Alonso. Let's see what it is. I'll go with the flow. So, it's 12 laps then. Medium tyres throughout the whole race. Formation lap as usual to start the formation lap. The formation lap to start the sprint race. So everyone's on the mediums as expected. Pistol leading the way then. Maldi alongside him, hoping for a bit of a better race this time. Hope his internet keeps with him today. Ran about red bars earlier, as usual. So, I'm hoping for another close race. Tier 1 was a little bit weak in terms of the actual drivers racing, but it was all great racing nonetheless. Tier 2 was absolutely mental. 2 big fights, one for the lead and one for like the scrap middle of the points. And a few issues with collisions at the end that make it a bit controversial. But it was a great race nonetheless. And there's your strategies. Well, it's definitely a 0 stop. If you pit on that, during the race, you, yeah, you're just losing your other set of mediums. I think you only have 2 sets. Maybe 3, I'm not sure, you might actually have a 3rd set. I'm not sure quite, I can't remember exactly how the tyre wears works, but you definitely have more sets of tyres for a sprint race. I think you get an extra 2 softs or something like that. Or at least an extra set of medium and an extra set of hards, I think. I think you get 2 sets of hards and 3 sets of mediums and like 3 sets of softs or something like that. It's weird. I did look at it earlier, but obviously I've only seen it once, so I'm not exactly familiar. And the Haas was coming in at a very restrained angle. Anthony's disqualified from the session, says Matador not parking. Well, Matador was out earlier. I'm not sure what happened to him. I'm not sure if he's even moved or not. Right, so it's for 5 lights then for the drivers above, and the lights out. And away we go. Pistol gets a great start. Maldi's had a terrible start there, going out. He's already lost a place. Jano already going into turn 1. A bit of side by section, and the Red Bull steams on the inside. I think that was Anthony in the Racing Bull. As now they're charged down into P2 turn number 2 and 3 as Pistol continues to lead the way. Then Chaos has been disqualified. He hasn't even moved off the grid, so not sure what happened there. Yeah, flags. I think that's just for Chaos being disqualified. Oh, that's one less driver then. Get Alonso and Bolero swapping places there, I believe. Flying through the end of sector 2 now. Cool, but generally quite uneventful lap 1. I think there's someone going with Demetrius Matador. Demetrius getting past Matador. That's nice surprises there. Oh, but keeping within the DRS, because DRS has enabled this lap, so that's the thing with this track, because the DRS is enabled, you get it straight after turn 1. It's not like tracks like Japan where if you're out of 1 second, it doesn't really matter anyway, because you've got to do a whole lap pretty much just to get to the first detection point. So, but here you've got to be within 1 second, and Jammer and Pistol and Maldi already charging away. So this top 3 is just ahead. Because these guys are not quite tier 2 pace. Maybe Pistol is a little bit more, but certainly Maldi is not quite as tier 2 pace as these other 2 in front, but he's able to keep up with them. And then you've got the next group, which is your midfield battle. Then Goat Alonso versus F. Bolero. Goat Alonso up the inside of F. Bolero into turn 6. Nice move for the Mercedes driver then. Up 2 places from where he started. Pistol has left the race for obvious reasons. Leading the race, continuing. All about ERS management, so if you go to Jamo, hasn't got much battery, but the DRS is doing its job. But you see, none has no interest in making an overtake going into this corner, but he's also going to keep his eye out for STB Maldi, who'll be certainly managing his ERS. Maldi gets his inspiration off his ERS management off me. Just only use it when you need it, is what I'd say, especially in this game. Or use it when you have to try and get yourself in a position to when you actually to get yourself in a better position. And Pirlo has pirouetted at turn 3, whether that's a collision. It might be actually, because his end plate on the left hand side is missing, so there was contact there. Not sure with who. And now you've got 2 Alonso's fighting. Goat Alonso has lost a lot of time, so Alonso has definitely been caught in something as well. So now you've got the 2 Alonsos, the Alonso battle. Of course, there's only one called Goat Alonso, but it is for the battle of the Goats Alonsos. This Goat Alonso versus EFC Alonso in the Haas. Just imagine the same team, that would be throwing me off. Alonso versus Alonso in the Mercedes, also in the Mercedes. Oh no, I can't keep up. Pierre about 2.6 seconds back in these guys. These guys are just managing their pace. Pistols just, if Pistol's faster than Pierre, these guys will just drive away because they're all just getting tugged along as the two drivers behind continue to save battery. But saying that, Pistol's not really exactly using his. But because Jamo's not really making any moves either, Pistol's not really having to use it. So Pistols, this is the problem when you're sitting behind. If you don't make any threat at all, the person ahead can actually start to save their battery. That's the problem when you're somebody who is not going to threaten them. So he needs, if Jamo makes like Pistol's life harder, he needs to really get close and make Pistol use his overtake without using his, which is getting closer in the corners, getting closer to the DRS and using the DRS to really get up to behind Pistol and really make him use his overtake. But so right now, not really got much stress in really using it. Just using the DRS again. So there you go, Pistol using a bit there just to make sure he defends, but again, Jamo has no interest. Now he continues to just hug behind for now, but is he going to make a move then? But Jamo has got some battery left available as well, which he uses now just to pull away. But these three are just seem to be sitting around for the moment, so I will leave them alone for a bit because they don't seem to be doing much. Seem to be just doing their own thing right now, but it's kind of weird because they're all kind of stuck in the DRS train, but they're not really like making moves on each other. But it's getting tasty for this position for the top 5 here. Bolero is now the one in P4. Gap between the 3rd and 4th is now 3.5. But Pierre can now start to save his battery. You can see he's used a lot. I'm assuming that I'll try and defend earlier. But it does make him a bit vulnerable to Anthony. And a McLaren, I believe, for Bolero did make a mistake. I thought he did. Did see a McLaren at a moment, and he's lost 3 places in one straight. But he has no interest in trying to defend it because he knows he's going to get eaten alive anyway. And it's gone a bit wide. He will get DRS here, but fortunately, everyone else has got DRS in front of him. Lazar is a little bit low on battery, but I think he's always quite aggressive on his battery anyway. So Pierre back in the lead. After he's done a great start here, he's put up 5 places. Not what Melody wants to see, because he doesn't want his teammate interrupting his strategy. But it's not like strategy really exists in the sprint race, because there's no pit stops. Obviously, you can still driver style can still determine how you use the tyres, but I know it's more of a factor in this game than it has before, but it's still not really, let's say, a big massive thing. So I don't now making a move, but yeah, he's got no battery now. So side by side, and he's got the position done, but now he hasn't got any battery available. Hot lap mode for Anthony. Lazar's got nothing left. So he's bogging down now. Out to the red racing bull. Oh, and McLaren gets hit! Or did he just span himself? I think he might have got hit there. And Valero's up down to P10, so I'm not sure what happened to him, whether he got made contacts or not. If he did look like he got hit, but I couldn't see who hit him. Now Anthony's up to P4. Interesting stuff. And Pierre's gone wide at turn 6 and that allows Lazar to slip up the inside there and get to that position. So it's now Lazar in the McLaren up into P5. Surprisingly, not many penalties so far, which is surprising. I mean, even I got 3 warnings after like even 2 laps around here in the sprint race. I didn't get one in the actual race itself, but I learned. That's the thing with Austria. You have, if you really try and maximise all the corners, you actually are more risk of actually getting the warnings. But these tier 3 obviously still some decent drivers. As Slatters made a bit of contact with Pierre on the exit there, as the DRS is taking effect, and now the Mercedes have got Alonso's trying to get through as well. But again, he's also used all his battery up. He's going to try and get it on the brakes, but the outside line's got a bit of traction, but the inside's trying to cover it off, and he's trying to use his battery. But both of them got no battery left. It's actually going to be equal terms, but Mercedes seems to have a bit more grip through the corners there. But yeah, as I was saying, it's like, not saying anything. It's tier 3. I'm saying that Alonso's just got a penalty there. That was a bit of a silly one though, because he made the corner fine, but then proceeded to turn in too early and actually cut the inside of actually making the right-hander, which is a little bit silly, but that's a bit wide there by Pierre. It's like Avni's now having no interest in fighting Zlaza. Problem is keeping it on hot lap, it makes the rear end a little bit slippery on traction. But yeah, like I said, it's weird because yeah, you can have fast drivers that maximise the corners or generally a bit more risk actually getting the warnings than the tier 3 drivers, because the tier 3 drivers are obviously not as going to be as quick, and they might not be trying to exploit as much track as the other tier 1 drivers do, putting themselves in that risk in the first place. So generally you expect the tier 1 drivers to actually get more warnings if you work that way. Maldi's got a warning himself, a penalty. Well, I think that's P3 for him then, if Jammer and Pistol don't get any penalties themselves. Luckily, he does have the gap to Zlaza, so he can't afford another one. But at least he's got the gap. For now. Bolero trying to work his way back through the field, takes EFC Alonso for P9. He was dropped down to the P12, I think it was, or something like that. So he has gained a couple places, trying to get back through, but I think that might be it for now, because it's 5 seconds to the next car in front. So it is Crescent. I think he does have one or two penalties. So if he can get within 3 seconds, he might get into the place. He might actually take that last point in P8. But we'll have to keep our eye on that for now. Maldi again. I think Maldi's just going to have to sit behind these guys now. Just take that 3rd place. And put it fighting. Because if Maldi starts fighting, he only slow himself down to Zlaza. And that's what he doesn't want. Better to keep the position and not lose one than try and gain one and losing one in the process. So if I was Maldi, just take the P3, let these guys drag him along, and then just let them pull him away, and then just take the pain of having to sit behind. But at least he knows he's guaranteed to get that 3rd place. And obviously, in the actual race, just chill back. Surprisingly, Maldi has actually used quite a lot of battery. Surprisingly enough. And Jamo's now squeezing Maldi and exit here. This is not good now. Right, slow travel down too much. Maldi trying to go to Maldi. Jamo, he's got the position done. DRS for Jamo, for Maldi then. Off to P2 over Jamo. So Maldi, he's up to P2, but I think he has got the penalty. Zlaza up into P4, not sure when that happened. And Avni currently sitting down in P6, lost a couple places now. So, lap 12 then, last lap of the sprint. Oh, it's an ambitious dive up the inside, and yet it's already made worse for Avni. Very, very aggressive, a bit of a silly move then for Avni. And by trying to gain a place, he might lose one. But luckily, he does have the battery to make a move back up into the Pierre. Oh, there's going to be more contact. It's going to be pushing and shoving. Pierre might think that's a bit dirty. He forced his way through there. So Pierre is going to be complaining about that one. Some questions to be asked as in this race for Pierre on Avni. Pistol then will come around and win the sprint race for the Tier 3 Austrian Grand Prix. Jamo P2, Maldi will have to settle for P3 with the penalty, as Zlaza only 1 second, 1/10 away from Jamo. Zaza really put the pace on in that last couple of laps. Almost took the podium, out of Maldi there. That was close. Aveling P5 in the end, Pierre P6, we'll see what happens to them because it was a bit feisty. To go Alonso P7, Kezin P8, Valero going P9 after that collision he had earlier on, Demetrius P10, Juan P11, Alonso P12. He picked up damage earlier, I believe. Well, that might have been somebody else. That might have been Sand. It's definitely one of the drivers that definitely had damage. I'm not sure who it was. I think it might have been Pirro. No, Pirro? I think it might be Pirro. Yeah, that is your sprint race done then for Tier 3. Not an amazing race, but it definitely was. It was action, but it wasn't action packed. So points for the top 8 then. So yeah, interesting race then. Hoping for more excitement, especially with the strategy taking into account to later on. What's happened to Chaos? Because he's just disappeared off the face of the earth. Not sure if he was just late coming or something like that, or whether even is here. But I didn't see him leave. That's the thing. Hold on a minute. Who's actually here? No. Okay. Oh, can't even find him. Oh, there it is. Is he racing? Yes, he is here. Okay, and he's taking P1, going through turn 1 then. So he is on a charge here. Go Alonso then, just taking him down the straight. Into turn 3. He's in P3, what's going on today? I'm a little bit tired, not gonna lie. Just a bit physically, although yesterday was even worse. Just I think I'm all mentally tired today. I do like that shadow that you can see on the car from where the airbox is. I do like that. Alonso still P1 through here then. Is he going to take the pole for this one-shot qualifying here at Austria? Baleros just invalidated his lap time through the second to last corner. That is terrible, because he'd have to come after a bad race in the end. That is terrible for F. Valero. He's the only one to seem to invalidate it. And that is not good. No need to put salt to the wounds. That's not good for him there. It's not what he needed. So Alonso then. Get Alonso on pole then. Excuse me. With Jamo alongside. Pistol. I'm not sure these guys are setting really good lap times, but Pistol's only P6, which expects a bit more for him. I don't know what the lap times were earlier in the other one-shot qualifying. Chaos P4 then. Alonso P5, Pistol P6, Lazar P7, Pierre P8, Avenue P9, Kezin P10, and Juan P11, Demetrius P12, Pirro P13, Mator and Pierre-Sans P14, P15, and Bolero, the only one within the valid lap time, down in P16. And it's raining here at Austria. Incredible. Maldi's going to be absolutely livid. It is a wet start here. Whether it's going to dry up, I do not know. But for now, it is a wet start to this race. That is going to certainly shake things up. Kind of throw strategy out the window. But definitely a wet start here. Going to spice things up. Now it's going to be P10 by end of lap 2. Can't wait. So yeah, wet race here, really going to spice things up. Certainly going to shake the pace around and some confidence. At least get a formation lap just to get an eye in. It doesn't look that wet, to be honest. There's no real standing water anywhere. Definitely very minimal water. There's a tad amount of spray. Nothing really. It's damp. It's definitely very very damp out there, but it's certainly not wet. Just what I do like about dynamic weather is that the conditions are always never fully optimal. You know, if it is on set weather, you put it on wet, it's optimal pace for the intermediates. You put it on very wet, it's optimal pace for the wet tyres. But when it comes to dynamic, it does its own thing. Aven's being disqualified again, unable to get in this grid slot properly, and so is Juan. So we go again for the second time today for the full race, 36 laps. Here, Austria, lights out, and away we go. For Austria, traction is going to be more difficult. Pistol is an absolutely stunning start, already up into P3. It's gained 3 places at the start of turn 1 here, and he's already up into P3. On the right, a bit of a moment. Jamo's had a bit of a wobble, I think, with Alonso, and now he's now trying to weave his way through the other Sauber of Pistol as Chaos has dropped a place and Jamo's dropped a couple of places, and Pistol's now trying to get outside of Maldi, but the traction is always better on the outside. And now that even Maldi is now up into back into P2. Maldi just covered the inside off a little bit there. Oh, a little bit of a chain reaction with the Ferrari kind of outbreaking to the back of the Sauber. And the McLaren doing the same. Now Chaos is dropping like a fly. Now down to P7, fighting with Pierre. Unfortunately, I think Pierre might have it. He's going to back up with Chaos. Pierre gives plenty of space. That's about 3 car widths, and oh no, Abney needs to cool it down, man. He's being ridiculously aggressive, too aggressive in the opening laps, and certainly in critical moments. And as a Red Bull, it's just gone out of mouth there. The thing is that Red Bull's got darker. He's actually got end plate damage on both of his end plates. So I don't know how that's happened, but that's a lot of downforce he's lost there. And Maldi, I didn't even see that. He's taken the lead. He must have done it in that last sector. It's not really a place expecting to see overtakes, that's why I didn't look at them. But Maldi's now taking the lead here at a wet Austrian circuit, which is very surprising. He hasn't used much battery either. Here, Alonso comes steal it inside. He's much better on the brakes than Maldi. Much better on the brakes. But doesn't have the traction. A Pistol, look at that. Absolutely free past him. I think Alonso's using traction control, and it hurts you so much, but he's on the brakes. But I don't think he uses ABS, which does give him confidence when you are on ABS enabled. but it restricts pure pace. Oh, and that was, looked like Maudi had a bit of a moment then. So Pistol's now cemented at P2 for now. Remember, no DRS. As it is classified as wet. Maudi continues leading, but I'm sure Pistol is going to be chomping down on Maudi here. Yeah, to replace has just answered that fastest lap. Saying that, Pierre's just at the fast lap of the race. Just shut me up there, but he has lost the place again to Avni. Avni, he is like the Max Verstappen I've overtaken. Aggressive, but kind of controversial. Big old Pistol then. Around the outside of Maudi. Is he going to try to switch back? Doesn't really work in this corner that much. He's trying to, but the traction's just not there for him. It's not super effective around there. Is the switchback. It's because it's a it's an increasing radius corner, that is, so it kind of opens up for the person taking the more optimal line. You know, if it can work for oval corners like the long sweeping ones or the tight hairpins, it just doesn't work in those open radius corners where the track opens up on the exit. As Gemma announced, that's the fastest lap of the race. The trading fastest laps here. No one has the pinnacle of pace yet compared to anyone else. Everyone's kind of scrambling, doing anything. Bit of kerfuffle there with Alonso and Avni, unsurprisingly containing Avni. He does what he does, but the Mercedes gone diving on the inside of Pierre. Pierre holds on, but he just can't hold on enough. But he has got much better traction. Alonso really struggling on the track, on the power. I generally think he's using full traction, and it's really, really hurting him in those high traction zones. Oh, and they make contact. Pierre tapped the side of the Mercedes, and that's really hurt him. And actually, Mercedes put him to none, and he's actually giving him a little bit less power. He's obviously trying to save it, but actually Fabio is actually trying to make a move there, trying to take advantage of that loss of power of the Mercedes, put it into none for his ERS mode. How really none's good, but you might get caught out. People that don't use it. Oh, McLaren a bit of a moment there. It's Bolero and a bit of Twitch trying to recover. He's already up 9 places already in the space of 4 laps. Yeah, because you really hear that traction shock kicking in. It really hurts on the power. And now Pistol's trying to make a move on STB Maudi up the inside, maybe to turn 3, sorry. He does a little bit hesitant, but he gets better aligned on the inside. But again, the outside's just better. It just is. I don't know if Maudi's using traction control or not for this race. Pistol switched to the outside. There was contact. Maudi did turn into Pistol there. And that Pistol's trying to do a switch back work. He's made it work this time with the switch back. And he's got it done. Almost. Not quite over yet. Maudi's still there. And yeah, stuck his nose. Oh, and there's contact. Maudi's round. He's round. Oh dear. I think the space was kind of given, but as soon as Maudi opened up that steering straight into the side of the Sauber, was that Pistol's fault? I don't think so. I think just Maudi opening that steering wheel up is what caused the contact. I think Maudi was trying to avoid the curb, but I think at some point she just got to have to use it. I think it'll be a bit harsh penalty. Oh, and more talk about contact. Alonso and I believe that was Bolero made contact there at the last corner. And that's certainly slowing them down now. Maudi's all stuck behind this train now. Now it's already trying to make inroads already. Already up the side of Alonso, sorry. Get Alonso again struggling on the power. Just can't put the power down. Now he's now using his overtake to try and catch up here. He has stopped training. So it's got to be slicks very soon. We will switch to tyres to see when then people make pit stops, but it's definitely looking dry now. I thought it was looking dry. It has stopped raining. The sun is starting to come out here. Zaza did show some bursts of pace at the end of the sprint race, showing he does have pace even on these intermediates. Does pistol pit? He does. They're coming into the pits then. Zaza has not got into the pit lane properly. That's a 5-second time penalty. That all continues. Pirlo has also not gone into the pit lane properly. Sank continues. It's a set of hards for Jamo. I think that's the best tyre. I think that's to go to the end. Zaza's gone to mediums. He doesn't think that these tyres will go to the end. So he's opting for a more aggressive strategy. Maybe mediums to the end then. But hards for pretty much everyone else apart from Zaza and Chaos. Dimitri's onto softs. That is an aggressive strategy. Softs, mediums then. But softs is just not a really good tyre. I'd just go mediums to go to the end. That would be the fastest by quite a margin. So I'm a bit surprised at that. But now, can these hards do 31 laps? I know they do have a long lasting tyre life, but can they do 30 laps? That is the big question. Now Pistol's going to have so much more grip compared to Sant. I think it is still a little bit greasy out there. But I would assume Sant will be coming in this lap. I assume so. DRS has been enabled. And Sant just going to the pits. Oh, and Pistol's made contact! Pistol knows he's coming to the pits, so he should have really opened up the corner apex a little bit more. But now that actually hurts Jamo, and now Slaza's on it back behind. Slaza is on the mediums, looking to take advantage of that quicker warm-up for these tyres. And there's McLaren of Slaza coming out of the pits right in the middle of this battle, but he doesn't have DRS. So it's F for Bolero, sorry, that's not Slaza. Now we're already on Slaza. And Jamo now diving inside the Pistol. Pistol got the outside line. Oh, and Bolero's caught the back of Jamo, but that's what happens when the people side by side ahead of you to just on. Zaza's gone. Zaza's made a mistake. I don't know what's happened to him, but he's lost places and a lot of time. I'm not sure if he got caught in that between the McLaren and Jamo and Pistol. Juan surely gonna pit this lap then. Let's make sure he does it all nice. Or might not come in at all then. That's a penalty. Don't crash it either. It's caught a lot of people here. So Juan decided to opt for the hards, but extending those intermediates probably going to hurt him in the long run. So in the short run at least anyway. He just McLaren up inside. Slaza's back up the inside of Alonso, trying to redeem his mistake earlier. Trying to put the power down, but the outside's just always better on the power. It's just more grip out there. And Alonso might just cluster back into P5, and Zaza has to back out for now. Yeah, flags. That looks like it might be Kezin. It is. He's in the barriers. It's definitely end plate damage, and he's also been caught in something there. That's not good. That might be his race. Certainly, for now, done. He's got damage now. So, in the lead then. Zaza sets the fast of the race, looking for a bit of payback. Jamo continuing on the back of side Pistol. Where's Maldi on this? P9. I thought he's lost a bit of time during that pit stop. I think he had a double step behind Anthony. I think that's what happened. It's cost him about a second. And Zaza and these guys having a bit of a fight. Oh, and Zaza had a bit of a moment. He's having a fight with these Alonso and Anthony. Anthony's not the one to be racing with. And it's just caught, and Zaza's been caught out again. Jam out. Purple sector 2. Right in the back of pistol it. Come on! Come on! Let's go some fighting, I want some excitement. Maldi 3-second time penalty. Meanwhile, Jamo's turning into Esteban Ocon. Pistol fast up the race. The track's just getting faster and faster. Lap times are just dropping. Yep, Alonso 19, not 9-0, not 19-0. Saying that, the other Alonso sliding past Lazar. Excuse me. For P4, but he goes straight back past. So, definitely some toying around going on here. Back on the overtake for the Haas drivers, using everything he's got. And he's already back into none again. It dives up the inside, gets the move done then. But the Haas driver, now Avni, also wants to get involved again. McLaren's going to back up the inside. And he tries to make it stick. Is the outside going to be better though? But he is on the medium tyres as Lazar, but the tyres in this case wouldn't exactly matter, wouldn't have the better line. And yep, Alonso continues to hold on to that P4 then. Always up the inside into here. I was not expecting that. And he's got a penalty. I think Alonso was using the none there and saving his battery. Now, Alonso's now getting eaten up. This happens when you use none. And the Alpine's on a mistake. Yep, Anthony, he's been. Well, it's not even Anthony, that was Pierre Cocola. Or Cocula. And that's really hurting him to now go Alonso. Maldi seems to be dropping back here. I don't know what's going on here, Maldi. Seems to be losing touch. Oh, and a collision, Alonso and Anthony! They've gone absolutely off the track. I don't know what's going on here. Alonso's having a cardiac rest on the outside of that corner. Seems to hurt him. And meanwhile, top three are pulling away as usual. This time I put the lows on the other side of the no man's land. It's Lazar, P4 them. I'm not sure what happened. Obviously they made contact somehow, but to drag them themselves that far off the circuit, something's definitely got to happen severely. Yeah, that isn't just a little incident. Something definitely happened. They definitely made some contact and flew off the track. As lap times are continuing to fall, so now down into the 7s. So we're in the 9s about 2 laps ago, and now into the 7s. The track's continuing, even over on the slicks for 6 laps. Lap times continue to improve as the track rubbers in and it gets just that bit more drier and drier. Oh, that's a very interesting line. Mercedes, Gert Alonso almost cocked himself over there. Yeah, flags. I think that was Sant, who is stuck in the gravel. You can reset to the track if you're obviously stuck, and it has reset. So yeah, it'd be all let off with that one because he was visibly stuck, which is a bit strange. That is, I've never seen anyone actually bogged down in the gravel there. Oh, Jeremy's got a penalty, just got a little bit wide, and that's going to hurt him with his fight against Pistol and Bolero. Obviously that collision earlier has brought Maldi up to P7, but again he's still 3.5 seconds off. He can't catch up here, and he's got Chaos now on mediums, jumping down. How much easier for Chaos it could have been if he just got that qualifying right. Oh, he did, didn't he? But he got eaten alive. It was Bolero, wasn't it? Oh, should we look at this? They're having a bit of fire actually for the lead. And he's actually breezed past Pistol up into P1 then for the McLaren driver. I think he's currently doing last to first, I believe. Yep, first, last to first, 15 places up. He has currently leading the race. He started dead last. There's been no safety car. It has been purely on pace and strategy at the moment. What a drive this is for Bolero. Definitely my driver of the day at the moment. Showing strong pace here at Österreich. Lap 15 then. Maldi picks up another time penalty. It's going downhill for Maldi now. It's just, as soon as he's lost those people ahead of him, you start to push a bit too hard, and then you actually start to get slower. That's the problem. As soon as you push more, the slower you go. It just works like that in this game, especially. It just works like that. Now he's getting overtaken by Avni in the other car of the team, in the Racing Bull Visa Cash App AlphaTauri Scuderia Toro Rosso, whatever. As Lazar and Alonso now fighting again, side by side, going through turn 4 and 5, and are consistently making contact there with tyres, and he's got through as Lazar back into P4 again. Valeri's not down to P3. He's lost a lot of time here. Looks like he had a bit of gravel. I think he went off there at some point during that sector 2, because he has lost a lot of time. He's still within DRS, which is critical. Meanwhile, Pirlo is now not Pirlo, sorry, Sant is now going to give Pistol some DRS, which is going to be a nice little welcome for Pistol, just to help his defence a little bit against Jammer. But unfortunately, Sant will actually get out of the way normally. Normally he does, but unless Pistol gets DRS, he does. So Sant actually outbrakes himself. Well, that's his way of him just getting out of the way. But just give Pistol some cheeky free DRS on 2 straights, just to help him. And I think Demetrius might be out of this race. He's speeding in the pit lane. Yep, those softs have lasted 9 laps. They've done 9 laps, and he's already coming in for a set of hards. But we all don't know. This might be the better way of doing it. These guys might have to pit again. We don't know. I don't know exactly how long these hards last. But don't forget, I think it was I can't remember who did it yesterday. It was Mustafa. I think he did 27 laps or something like that on a set of mediums. I mean, yeah, we had that's probably about 5 or 6 laps of safety car, but that's still over 20 laps of racing laps done, plus 6 safety car laps. I mean, that's you know, that's still a long way. So, yeah, I'm sure the hards can do at least 26 laps. So, I don't know. I feel like the hards should make it to the end, but it will be a very difficult ask, and they'll definitely be very worn at the end. So, it'll be interesting to see whether anyone does rotate to a 2-stop. Bolero definitely will be. But the thing is, this is hurting him now. He's now at the back of this queue again. At this point, he wants to be pulling away, but the problem at this point, the hards are just becoming the faster tyre as those mediums do start to wear out a little bit. So they're still trying to fight these guys out for P4. And then I'll catch up to Sant. Not much action happening. That's the thing, it's not like tier 2 where it was just chaos everywhere. Here it's just a bit yeah, it's battles, but it's not exactly like much is going on. Jammer again sitting back against Pistol. Jammer just has zero interest in making overtakes, and Pistol's not exactly using his overtake either. He knows that Jammer's not making an overtake. So Pistol's like, well, if he's not overtaking me, I don't need to use my ERS defense because he's not going to pass me anyway. So he may as well save his own to protect himself from Jammer at the end of this race. The thing is, he can't exactly just start using his overtake, can Pistol? Because as soon as he starts doing that, Jammer will be like, oh, yeah, oh, you're trying to build a gap? Oh, that's fine. I've got a full battery myself. I'll just use that up to keep up with you. So it doesn't quite work in this game, unfortunately. It's so difficult to break DRS. Because all you need is a full battery and you're right back up to somebody. Especially if you're like within DRS of somebody, then you lose the rear end, lose about half a second. If you're like, oh, lost the rear end, I need to get moving again. You just dump the whole battery down the straight, and that's it. You're back within a second of them again. It's just like, oh, okay, I'm back on the train now. I will just recharge the battery back up, and then it's back to square one again. But now, a bit more of a fight now for P4. Zata and Alonso and Pierre continue to fight here. Oh, and a bit of contact. Oh, and Pierre's off. I think he's made contact with one of them. I think he went out inside and it's caught him off guard. And now he is out of this battle. He's going to try and get back into it. He has got DRS, but he is the one without a penalty, but not good for him. If the medium runners are not opting to pit, so are opting to pit again, I think they'll probably pit around that 22-ish for another set of mediums. Unless they're going for softs, but the softs just ain't a good race tyre. Like I said, they'll only do about 9 laps and then they'll go on at that point. You're better off just going for the mediums and just having a bit more consistent, good pace. Because after about 5 or 6 laps, those softs are probably slower than the hards at that point. That's how bad they are. They're great for qualifying, but unless there's no more, unless it's longer than 5 laps, there's just no point. Just slap on a set of mediums to be a lot more comfortable on them. The drop off is actually that bad that it actually throws you off, because next time you go through the corner on the next lap, the tyres feel completely different, just less grip. That's why generally I do prefer the harder tyres, because it's just a bit more confident in them, then you think a bit more, you know they're going to give you the same grip for every single lap. You know, if you go on the softer tyres, you're going to feel that very inconsistent and that feeling in that car. Makes it very unpredictable, makes you slower. That's how I see it. I think consistency is priority. I think if you don't have any consistency, you're not going to be fast. So no point setting that fast enough for the race and then just losing 2 seconds on the next lap. Zlaza's in the pits then. So yep, he's opting for, I assume, another set of mediums. And I thought wing change actually. I'm not sure when he got the damage. Maybe somewhat of that battle, but it's definitely going to hurt him. Because now he's going to have to extract another 6 seconds somewhere out of his arse to put that out. It's going to put him behind Matador. But now he's on fresh mediums. He can now attack. I think if no one else picks, I think his objective is probably P6 ahead of Avni. I think that's his target. He's got 15 laps to basically catch about about 11 seconds, that is, I think. Might be a bit more, actually. Might be about 15, that is. So, actually, not looking at it, maybe P8. Maybe try and get Alonso. I think that might be it, because there's another 5 seconds to Naldi. So, we'll see how that goes. Juan gets a time penalty himself. I feel like Juan has definitely improved on this game. Normally before it was more of a regular back marker, but now he's kind of in that lower midfield now. Unfortunately, it's just a bit spread out at the moment, so there's a bit not much action going on in this sort of back terrain. And like I said, that top 3 just ain't budging. It's just not. Bolero might just sit behind these guys for as long as he can. He might go as long as he can, then stick on a set of softs. But at the same time, if he pits now, he might not. He would give himself more laps to catch up. So I think if Bolero wants to make this overtake, he's got to do it. It's a pit stop. He's got to do it soon, because he's just losing undercut time now. Well, I say undercut. It's just losing time. Laps for the next set of tyres. Oh, yes, he could be going to the end. He might just be sitting behind these guys, saving his tyres, but like I said, in racing conditions, 20 laps in those mediums is a long way. Alonso, another penalty. Maldi, now on the back of his teammate, seems to have caught back him up. Thought Avni overtaken him a few laps ago. Maldi's definitely got a better corner there. DRS enabled then. Gaining no use, he's not even using his battery, stick it into medium, and that's it. Avni's using none. If I was the Amaldi right now, I'll just trade DRS, that's what I would be doing. Trade DRS. Kez another time penalty then. Bit of a slide there for Maldi. Oh, a bit more of a slide as well. Not good, considering not to try and catch up. We've got 7 seconds though to Pierre. Anthony's probably not interested. He probably knows about he's got penalties. And think, yeah, I might just sit behind. I haven't got the pace to catch up to the cars in front. Fighting him only slow me down. I'm just going to sit behind Maldi and then just take the position at the end of the race. I wonder what everyone's tyres are going to be looking at right now. Probably say they're probably going to be in their 30s at this point in terms of percentages. These top 3 are just ain't interested in budging, are they? They're all just sitting around they're all just sitting on 90% battery, just waiting. You may as well just skip to lap 36 because it wouldn't be the exact same thing on lap 35. It will still look exactly as it is now, unless Belair's decided to make a pit stop. But at the moment in time, he's kind of went past that pit stop window now. Because if he did pit, where would it put him out? Probably behind that Williams, I think it is, or Alpine. No, probably around. Oh, that's where that's Sant. So probably behind Alonso. Be around sort of Alonso Juan if Blair did pit, and he's actually dropped out with DRS here. So he's had a bit of a mistake. He's actually dropped out of DRS. He's actually going to use this almost overtake now. So I mean, he drops out of DRS, and it's just like, oh, just use a little bit of battery, and he's back within 1 second again. And these guys are actually fighting now. Gemma's now making a move on pistol. Gemma's probably got a bit bored and thought, you know what, actually, I will take the DRS, and I will take the overtake. But then they've gone both back onto sort of like, you know what, I don't really care, just going to drop Brexit again. So the problem is now, apart from these 2 racing bulls, everyone's just kind of trading places. There's no real battles. This is the problem with Tier 3, is that field spread and the inability to kind of hold that train, as well as Tier 2 and Tier 1 do. Tier 1, I mean, you could have like a whole train of like 10 drivers, no problem at all. Matador's going for certain mediums, so I set softs. But Larry's, I think he's starting to struggle now on his tyres. I think those tyres are going. You think he'd be paced, but considering it's now 18 laps, and considering the last couple of laps he's actually been really struggling, he's actually used battery now. Before he was sitting comfortably behind them on like 90% battery, but now that Bolero, he's used more battery and he's still struggling to keep up with these guys. I think those tyres, I think they are really going off now. I think they're starting to hit that sort of second cliff. Surely they've got to be around sort of 50-60% worn now at this point. I don't think these tyres are making. She's definitely going to have to make a pit stop now. Now I'm calling it now. He's definitely going to pit again. I think he's going for softs, but he should have pitted about 5 laps ago for certain mediums. Softs ain't the tyre to be on. He's got to notice by now that these tyres are going off. He should feel it. And Pierre still fighting with Goat Alonso. The 2 racing bulls are fighting as well. I think Alonso is catching up to these guys now. That gap was about 5 seconds between him and Maldi earlier. Excuse me, I am very gassy in a minute. But that gap now between him and Alonso, Anthony and Alonso, is now 2.7. That gap has come down about half. So these guys are actually, the problem is they're actually slowing each other down. Because seeing one overtakes the other one has no interest of actually pulling away. Oh, Maldi's lagging. That was a bit of a teleport there for Maldi. Oh, Maldi's lost the rear end as well. So I was Abney actually, sorry. Maldi's having a little bit of lag now. Not going to help him in the long run. But he's still managing to keep up with these guys, but those tyres should be off now. If he's going to pit, it's got to be now. It's got to be now. The longer he goes, the more difficult it's going to be to come back later on. And he is struggling now to keep up. He's still taking the DRS, which is fine, but he's not, you know, keeping right behind them like he was before. Maybe it's strategical. of saving his tyres. Maybe he doesn't want to be as close. I've disconnected from the party, haven't I? I don't know why it disconnects you from the party. Does it often when you're not doing anything? Oh, and a bit of contact there between the two drivers there. That's Gert Alonso and Pierre. So, getting a bit close there. These guys are continuing to just hold on. Balero's probably just like, save the tyres. Just sit behind these guys and just take the P3. Somebody has gone off. I think that might be Sant. And it has. He's just lost it himself. Exit turn 3. So, I think Balero's just going to try and sit here. I think that's his target now. He's definitely going to the end. Those tyres are certainly going to be going off. I just don't know why he's opted for the mediums. That's what I'm trying to figure out. A bit like Hamilton in 2019 in Monaco. Like, all it's done is made it more difficult for him. He's actually trying to make a move here on Jamo, but Jamo's just going to have none of that. And it's just going to be like, you don't have the grip anymore, I'm just going to out-traction you. And back into P2 the Jamo goes again, holding it on. Pistol's just controlling the pace the way he wants it. He's gonna he's coming up to Pirlo now. Sant's back in the pits for front wing change. As Chaos and Lazo now fighting. Bit of a ghost in there for Chaos, but obviously something's happened there to him. I just wish that front wing was black. Like the elements. It's just the whole front wing's just green. Like, just a really ghastly colour to it. Hopefully in the next season, next year, when the cars are a little bit lighter, when they figured out their lightness, maybe they'll put more paint on their cars. Pierre struggling on battery now, both struggling on battery. Alonso's got the position done, but he actually forced Pierre onto the curb there. He is not going to be happy with that. Fortunately for Alonso, he's actually struggling to keep that gap under 3 seconds between Maldi and Avni. That's good for Maldi, because I think Maldi's got 2 penalties, and Avni's now breezed past Maldi, as Maldi uses none. Easy overtake. Maldi's like, I'm just saving my battery. You can use yours. The thing is now, he's using it in between short straights, in between corners and short straights. It's not necessarily a good thing, because he's not using overtake, trying to build a gap, but Maldi will just get that back with the slipstream and DRS. So using all that battery, it's only gonna kick back at him later on. So he's using more battery. Maldi hasn't used any of his. Still within DRS. He's going to close down a couple of tenths down here. He's had a good corner here, and he's going to gain it back down the straight as well. So he's used 60% of his battery for what? Nothing. Because he's now Maldi's right back behind him again. It was an attempt, but unfortunately it just doesn't work. And again, up the inside, he's trying. Oh, he's hit him. Yeah. Told you, there's just no grip on it inside. The outside will win every single time on that traction. If you do the same traction every single time on that corner, the same thing will happen. The outside always wins. Maldi, if he's going to make a move there, he needs to try and find it on the outside, outbrake him, carry the speed around the outside, and just get the power down. Use the grip that's there on the outside. Even on the curb there's good grip out of that corner. And Bolero still on his mediums. 24 laps now on those tyres. They really got to be feeling it now. Surely they're around that sort of 60% mark. Probably going to be in their 70s. Probably puncture territory by the end of this race. But fair enough, he's keeping it. And these guys, like I said, because these guys are not exactly, you know, being aggressive. They're just kind of managing themselves, managing the ERS, managing the fuel, managing the battery, managing their tyres. it's allowing Bolero just to stay with them, since they're not really like pulling away, but not really pushing. But I'm expecting these guys' pace now to start increasing. The last few laps coming, I think they'll be pushing a bit harder now. Trying to maybe just get Bolero out of the window. I know his tyres are going to be older and worse in condition than theirs. They're going to try and maybe stop, just maybe not necessarily using more battery, but just pushing a bit harder, just using a bit more of the tyres now. Miles will work now. Yep, no point leaving any tyres in the window. Use whatever's left. Jamo, he's not even using the DRS. He actually is, actually. Did look like he was using there. But again, he's just put it into none. So there's no interest of making the overtake. Oh, Bolero's gone! Bolero's gone! He's lost it at turn 3. He maybe had a puncture. But no, he's just lost on traction. Those tyres are obviously feeling it now. And he's lost that. He's now lost the P2 that he was behind Jamo. Jamo be absolutely ecstatic with that. That's him now. He's going to keep that P2 now. And now that Bolero's on those 25 old lap hards, mediums, he's not going to catch up, and he's probably going to be slowly being wheeled in now, because he's no longer being pulled along by the two leaders. So now with these tyres, he's going to really start to struggle to keep ahead of these guys. So he's just ruined his own race. I hope. Oh, he's almost lost it there. Those tyres, I think, are going. He's really struggling. Yeah, those tyres are done. They're absolutely done. He's just lost 7 tenths in those last 2 corners. Those tyres are absolutely had it. Just too many laps. 20 laps on the mediums. 22, yeah, maybe. But 26 laps of all racing laps. It's just ain't gonna happen. Just stick it into none through all the corners, just to try and make the traction a little bit easier. Those tyres are gone. Now Pierre, his hards are going to be much better at this point. Oh, he's getting hit, I think, by Alonso. That's not going to help that tyre work. Look at the grip difference now. Look at him just closing up in all the parts of the corners now. Those mediums are gone. Look at the speed. Look at the grip difference. Even when the hards are 26 laps old, it just has that much more grip. And Bolero, he does have more battery. He's just really struggling. Yeah, I think he should have came in. I just think he should have came in, because he would probably have been around this point anyway, even if he did pit. I think somebody's gone off. I think that might be Sand again. This might be on fresh softs. But yeah, he's really struggling now. Now he's getting eaten alive. These hards are still in, I guess, in decent nick. And those mediums are gone. And now Pierre is making a move on. These guys have been fighting all race long. These intermediate tyre conditions at the start really just twanged up the race a little bit. It's really just made a strategy just that much more important. The right decision can make or break your race. And the mediums just wasn't the choice. The hards seems to be the better tyre. Unfortunately, this game, a 2-stop just doesn't always work. So it's just better be on the hards and just keep setting the lap times. Yeah, you could try the 2-stop, but it's just never as fast. It just never is. Unless it's absolutely obvious choice. Remember, Alonso does have a penalty. Alonso, at least Bolero can just do what he did with Gemma and Pistol and just sit behind him. But it is the last lap of the race. Let's stay on with the leaders now, because something's going to happen now. Oh, and Gemma's hit the back of Pistol. Doing that on turn 3. And now it's action. Now it's everything. Gemma matched the one on his lead, and now they're using their battery. Gemma's going to try. He has to go around the outside here. Pistol defends. He's defending very aggressively there. But Pistol's held on now. Surely Pistols has it now. Pistols used more battery through this section here. Gemma has a bit more available to him, but I think Pistols definitely got this on track. Maldi overtakes Avni again for that P6, but the swapping places actually. through there, but actually got to be careful because Alonso's right there. Pistol wins the Austrian Grand Prix, Jamo, and it actually is a Mercedes off. That is Goat Alonso. He's had a mistake, and Jamo will be P2, Bolero will be P3. He's actually got ahead of these guys, and actually will claim over Pierre. So fair enough, Bolero still picks up a podium in the end. I've got to give him that. Even on those tyres, that is fair enough. Maldi's picked up another time penalty, just to add salt to the wounds, and surely now Goat Alonso will get ahead of Maldi unless he has more penalties. And he has. Maldi has lost that P6 to Goat Alonso. Penalties did make a big difference there. Oh, that's Goat Alonso, isn't it? Sorry, that's Alonso's one behind him. It's actually Maldi actually kept the P7. It's Avni that gained on Goat Alonso. And he's left the session. Why do people leave when the race hasn't finished? Because it just screws up the time trial, the lap times, the thing at the end. So there's your podium finishes then. And Pistol with the clean sweep there. Maybe not in the qualifying stages, but he's definitely got the both wins in the both races. Because he did get pole in the shootout, but not in the actual race for qualifying. Qualified P6, so almost a clean sweep, but not quite. So yeah, that is your... no. Let's get the whole race thing before it goes. That is your results. Obviously, I didn't quite get it in the end. It's a bit difficult with all the sprint stuff going on. Can't quite get it all in. So Pistol is available for an interview now. He's actually on the Xbox party, so I can invite him to the party. Wherever he is, there he is. Pistol, if you'd like to before you include your can Jamo do interviews or not? I can't remember.
No, he can't. He doesn't do interviews.
That's true, yeah, I thought so. That's fine then. So if you'd like to include your audio then, if you haven't already.
I have.
Well, to be honest, it looked like probably, I don't think it was as stressful as it probably would have been. It looked like it was a bit of a routine there where nobody was interested in making any moves for pretty much the whole of that race. Because it didn't look like anything happened until the last lap of the race. But yeah, just put our run down your race and just, I guess, managing the pace and managing the tyres and just holding off in that last lap, I can assume.
Yeah. I mean, the sprint race was very good. Just like you said, kind of routine kind of stuff. Kind of just stay at the top and we're trying to make consistent laps. The mediums, though, I think I was so focused on that sprint race that when I did the quali again, it was almost like I was too quick for myself, so that I kind of bottled it there. But I had a really, really, really good start off the line. I had a really good start, probably my best start in a league race, definitely. And then I had that incident with Maldi, but he's going on the inside there. I believe I gave enough room there. Maldi said that even he thought it wasn't a penalty for me, so I don't think I'll get anything for that. And mainly just about JMO, he got that 3 second. I just knew, just drive and keep him between the lines, get yourself the win, and that's what I've done today.
Yeah, very nice work there. Like I said, with the pistol, with the incident with Maldi, it did look like he did give him the space, but it just was a bit close. But I think the space was there. I think it was just a little bit of a misjudgment there. That's
Yeah.
all I can probably say, really. So yeah, I think it was a racing in myself. So yeah, I probably agree with that. So fair enough then. So well done then for Pistol on your race win then for Austria Tier 3.
Thank you.
So that's it then for this week. That is your sprint races done for this week. And for the season, that was the only sprint week that we have. Maybe we won't have a bit more going into next season now that we know that the sprint races are working nicely nice. So, that is it then. Break week next week. There is no races. So if I did mention there was a race next week, yes, there isn't. It'll be Britain. But for now, we will see you in a little under 2 weeks on Monday. I believe it's Monday the 9th of September. Hopefully, more drivers been recruiting to get in and more action packed. Can I defend the championship lead going into the second half of the season? We can only wait for that and only see what happens. Thank you very much for watching, and we will see you then in September. Thank you much. Bye.